I've noticed something with women who call themselves a girl's girl, and it's that they tend to say it a lot. And I always find that a little strange because if you have to keep announcing it, it makes me wonder what exactly you're trying to convince people of. Because when somebody truly operates like that, you don't need the label, you show it through repeated behavior. Being a girl's girl is supposed to be about how you treat women when there's nothing in it for you and when there's no audience. But instead, it feels like it's turned into something people say about themselves instead of something people actually notice on their own. And what I've noticed is support is really easy when there's no competition involved. Like when another woman is in a completely different lane or not touching anything you care about, you can cheer her on without it affecting anything in your own life. But the moment she is in your lane, or she's getting attention that mirrors what you want, or she's become the type of woman people gravitate towards, the hater in you will rear its ugly head. And it's not always dramatic or obvious, but the jokes start feeling underhanded and everything starts feeling tense, and the genuine encouragement starts to convert into comparison. And I think that's something a lot of women don't like admitting, but some women are supportive until they feel it starts to cost them an imaginary position. And most of the time what it costs them isn't the friendship or the relationship, it's the feeling of being the one who stands out or the one who's ahead in whatever space they care about. And social media made all of those worse because now support is very visible. So you can repost somebody, you can comment, you can say all the right things publicly, but that doesn't really tell you much about how somebody accurately feels. And subscribe right now while I get deeper into this. My thing is this: when it comes to women that try to have this girl's girl ideology, in the same breath, the same people will try to judge a woman for the choices that she makes with her own body, like whether a woman wants to bring life into the world by becoming pregnant and having children and embark on the journey of motherhood, or if a person decides they don't want to do that at all ever in their life. It's like all these girls will judge the next woman for the path that she chooses, and really there is no right or wrong path. All there is are lessons and experiences that those lessons come from. You have women that get chastised for walking a different path that suits them while being chastised or judged by specifically women. But these other women want grace for their choices, and I have never related to that kind of behavior. Women use phrases like my body, my choice, but want to limit what a woman does with her body, especially if she's not acting from a place of committing harm to herself or to others. I'm specifically talking about women wanting to control other women by hindering their choices and how their life will be lived. Like, I was having a conversation with a woman and we were talking about tattoos. And I was talking about how I have this very big scar on my torso from an invasive operation. And I mentioned that I'd like to get a tattoo, but I might consider doing some micro needling or some sort of chemical peel to just try to even out my scar a bit. But I would like a tattoo. And she said, yeah, girl, do that first, because if you get a tattoo on your stomach, that's going to be all I'm going to be able to look at. Mind you, me and this person was only around each other for a good time and not a long time, so that's crazy work to say, especially because she had a tramp stamp on her back. You would judge me for a tattoo placement while I haven't judged you for yours because I don't give a damn. But I know that tramp stamps do get judged, and she had one, but she has something to say about a tattoo that she was never going to see because we were never going to hang out with each other more than the short time we were already hanging out at that moment. You see what I'm saying about that girl's girl shit? Because this was somebody who was trying to make it seem like she is so for women, black women who want to be entrepreneurs and work for themselves, and that's what she coaches. But no, you want to control what other women do. You want to have a say in their choices, and that's why the girl's girl thing is a fallacy in most instances. And my last video talks about people who get into positions of authority because they're insecure and want to feel superior, so go check that out after this. Back to the topic though, the phrase itself started getting used in a different way too, because now you're not a girl's girl can get thrown at women anytime they don't agree with something or anytime they set a boundary. And that's not really what it's supposed to mean, because disagreement between women is normal. It doesn't automatically mean betrayal. And when you zoom out, the hierarchy thing is still there, whether people admit it or not, because some women are a girl's girl right up until another woman walks into the room and now she has the limelight and now you feel like chopped liver because of another woman's presence. Some women don't actually want sisterhood. They want position, they want security and where they stand socially. And when that feels threatened, the supportive behavior tends to fade. At this point, I don't really pay attention to labels anymore because girl's girl, empath, high value, all of that doesn't really tell you much. What tells you everything is behavior, like how a woman treats other women she doesn't benefit from or doesn't agree with or quietly sees as competition. I'm Nisi York, and if you want to see more of this kind of commentary, my channel covers beauty, nutrition, and lifestyle. Drop a comment and tell me, have you ever been judged by somebody who calls themselves a girl's girl? Share this, like it, and subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Take care.